to my jeans journey, part 2. In the last video I did, I made my first run of a pair of jeans because I'm trying to perfect the perfect jeans to fit my body and just generally get really good at making jeans. Those went, overall, I would say pretty well for a first try. I feel like I learned a lot, and now I'm going to do it again. But I'm going to change up the jeans a little bit just to add some variety and not be making the exact same pair of jeans every time. So first, let's talk about what I didn't like in my last jeans pattern and the changes I'm going to make to the overall structure of this next set of jeans. I wrote it down, and you probably can't see, but it's okay. They're my notes. I had a couple fit issues that weren't the biggest problem, but definitely were not ideal. I felt like on the hips, the hip line of the jeans, there was a little bit like too much room there. Like I made my curve a little too round. I needed to make it a little straighter to fit my body. And then there was a lot of excess fabric in the front. The back was really snug. Like it fit my ass great. And then I think I'm going to shorten the zipper a little bit. Last time I used a 7-inch jean zipper, and I think I can get away with using a 6-inch, and it might just look a little bit better in the front. One of the last fit issues I had wasn't the biggest issue, but it's definitely something that affected the comfort, was the kind of where the crotch, like where the jeans connected. I think I made the jeans a little bit too like this at the crotch. Like I tried to taper it really gently, and I need to make it more of like a harsher curve and arc on the leg. That way it kind of like fits the fact that your legs aren't just like this, your legs go a little bit like this. So that's what I'm going to do in regards to the overall fit of the jeans and making those changes in my pattern. I'm going to change a little bit how I do the zipper placket and also use interfacing. If you don't know what interfacing is, I'll show you. This is fusible interfacing. It just looks like white fabric right now, but you can iron it on, and it just adds a little bit of structure and support to whatever it is. So in the waistband, it would decrease like any creasing that happens, anything like that, and I'm probably going to put on the zipper pocket as well, just to keep that really flush. And then after that, I did a little bit of research about how jeans are made and some of the things I noticed that just didn't line up with industry jeans I see that were mine, and telltale signs that mine were handmade, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't want someone to be able to be like, oh, like, no, those are a little bit handmade, and like not a good way. I want them to be like, oh, those are handmade in a good way. So here I have 2 pairs of jeans. I have the jeans that I made, and then I have a jeans that I like, honestly, like I kind of like the fit of based off of. One thing with almost all jeans is that you'll see this ripple effect. You can see that ripple effect in the pockets and a lot of the seams. Even in the side seam, it's not as visible, but there is a little bit of a ripple effect there. And you can especially see it on the hem. With my jeans, there is no ripple effect at all, anywhere. They don't have that great ripple effect. So I went and I read up on, I should have done this Google search before, but I read up on an article about why they get that ripple effect. The article I read said that it's probably due to shrinkage after washing the jean. One thing that a lot of seamstresses do and are taught, and anyone in fashion design and sewing is taught, is that you wash your fabric before you start sewing with it. That way you can make your pattern to the exact measurements and nothing shrinks the first time you wash it, and usually you only have a yard or 2 to wash, and it's not a big deal in your washing machine. However, with industry-made jeans, there's like 50 yards of fabric that is being cut. A lot of it's cut at the same time. It isn't washed till after. So that ripple effect comes from washing it after the fact, which I'm now going to implement in myself. I'm probably going to, that's going to be another factor in this independent study into jeans that I'm doing. One other thing I got some new thread. This is specifically jean thread. It's a little bit thicker. It's 100% cotton. That you look at jeans and you notice the thread is a little thicker. It's going to give us that look, especially when we're doing top stitching. So that's my plan for the next jeans overall in the construction process. And as for the type of jeans I'm doing, last time I did kind of a straight leg jean, a little bit mommy-like, but not quite. And next, we're going to do some flare jeans. I really, really love these flare jeans. I got them when I went thrifting with my best friend in LA. And they're Lee brand. Usually, I looked them up, they retail for like $100. I got them for about $25. And I don't think I'm going to be coming across deals and my perfect size that often. Also, by the way, my name is Sarah. I didn't say that in my last video. I was like, they can read what my channel name is, but my name's Sarah. It's good to like verbally introduce myself. So hi, I'm Sarah. Also, let's introduce you to my next thing of denim. I got this. It's 100% cotton. I got it from Joann's on sale. Usually Joann's charges a little more than I would like to pay for denim, but you know, they had a sale. Okay. So this one is kind of not super light wash, but it's a little lighter wash. As you can tell, jeans have intentional like distressing on them and fading, and that's all done in factory settings and like when they make the pants. And maybe I'll look into that, but these ones are like, I'm not going to do any intentional distressing on this particular pair. They're going to be a very clean pair of flares. No holes, so I can wear them to my day job. But this is what I'm using. It has zero stretch to it, and it's I feel like it's like similar thickness to the other jeans that I made. But we'll see. I like it though. And one thing I want to explore in the future of this jean journey, this denim endeavor, is I want to explore the weights of denim. I saw there was like 10-ounce denim, 12-ounce denim, all this, and I didn't know what that meant. So I'm going to do a little bit of research in it, but I do want to try getting a little bit, just a little bit more weighty denim. I think that'd be really nice. So this is our next denim, and let's get started on our next project B. So I finished cutting out all my pieces for my pattern. The pattern making was a lot quicker this time because I'm just doing quick variations on the pattern, like adding the flare, bringing in the places I wanted to bring in. I finished all that. It was pretty quick. I'm really happy that it was a lot quicker because sometimes pattern making can be very draining. I have that done, and before I got into the actual making of things, in an effort to bring content that is not the exact same as the last video I did about the making process of the jeans, I thought I would talk a little bit about my setup. So behind me is my desk. I sit on a very small stool that I one day want to paint. Behind me, I have my regular sewing machine. It's just a straight stitch. It's an Elna, and it's a really nice machine. I really like it. It can do everything I need it to, and it just does it well. So great machine, does straight stitch, zigzag. It's your basic machine that most people have when they're home sewing, and it's like a casual hobby, not like a die-hard hobby, you know? Or for quilting things where you don't need. My other machine. This is a serger or an overlock machine. Overlock is a type of stitch. Serger is the brand, but everyone just interchangeably calls them that. But this finishes edges, and it does that with 4 threads. They're on big spools that you can't really see. Oh, you can see one. I'm like looking in the little screen thing to figure it out. But it uses 4 threads. You can use 3. I always just use 4 because why not? I always buy them in 4. So it finishes edges, and it uses a small blade to cut the fabric as you go, so it makes a really nice finish and keeps things from fraying, which is something that I honestly really need a lot in clothing. This is what most of your clothing at home has if you're buying it from, you know, regular like brands like Urban Outfitters, Forever 21, anything like that, ready-to-wear clothing. That's usually the little loop-de-loop you see on the edge. And then my desk used to be a desk that you have a computer in, so I have the little pull-out for your keyboard. But in there, I just keep all of like my things I want really readily available, and it also becomes a catch-all for everything while I'm sewing. So I'll throw my pins down there. I'll throw the thread I don't need at the moment down there. It becomes a catch-all. But I usually keep my rulers in here, my French curves, stuff like that. And if you don't know what a French curve is, I'll show you. This is a French curve. This isn't usually one I use for sewing almost at all, but it's the one I pulled out right now. Usually I use what I would consider the most common French curve for sewing. It's clear. I'm really trying to, oh yeah, there you go. Has a really nice curve. You can do a lot with it. It makes sense for pattern making with clothing. So I have that, and I have my hip curves. I have a couple different rulers in here, and I just want them readily available. And then I have my little magnetic pin holders, which some of my pins are magnetized, and so some are just float in there, and it's great. And then in my drawers over here, for my top drawer, I keep all my most used items. So I keep like my rotary cutter, my scissors, but usually I keep like measuring tape in here, all kinds of stuff like that I also readily use pretty often. It's not storage, but it needs to be organized, okay? Also, one of the best things I like to have for my sewing supplies is a good caboodle. Oh, I love these caboodles. Every time I see one, especially they sell them at Target, I want to buy another. I have a small one, and then I also have a big one down here, but I like to use this for school. Usually they market it for makeup, but it's so great for sewing supplies and craft supplies. I have little scissors in here. I have like a magnifier for fabric. Oh, it's so perfect for that type of organization. I love it. And then it looks super cute. Like people are like, oh, she's got her like little pencils and school supplies. And I'm like, I have my school supplies, but it's threaded needles. So I love that. I would highly recommend if you're getting into sewing, get a caboodle. Just like it's an excuse to buy something cute like that. Get a caboodle. Get a caboodle. Just get a caboodle. Non-spawn, because obviously I'm not sponsored. Okay. So back to the actual project we're talking about. I have my pieces cut, and then guess what? We're doing flowers again for the inside pocket. So this is what they look like. Sorry, my lighting's not great. These are new flowers. We got some nice little roses. It was roses on the last one too. My mom quilts, and she has a lot of quilting fabric. When I was going in there, I found this. It's kind of hard to see because I'm just using a desk lamp. It's really petite, little floral pattern. Has some little bit of vines in there, cute coloring. And I was like, oh, this would be great for the pockets. I was looking at it, and it's this bigger piece, you know, like this is like a pretty big piece of fabric. I was looking at it, and I was like, I really like this pattern. This is really cute. So I'm gonna use it for something else and not the pockets. It's not going in for the inner line of my pockets. I want it to shine on its own. So I'm thinking I'll make some kind of shirt out of it. So maybe I'll do like one of those like more petite, like tight on the bust, but like kind of flowy, maybe something like in that vein, summery tops that you see. The only store I can think of is Urban, but you know, something like that. So maybe we'll have that coming soon. I also have like a cherry, you know, lightweight cotton, like quilters cotton. Quilters. I have a lightweight quilters cotton that has little cherries on it too. So maybe those could be some cute spring, summertime tops that I'll make for myself. Because if you notice, I have a lot of sweaters because it's been cold in San Diego. It's been about 65 to 70 degrees. And I like it a nice 85. Okay, I run cold. I'm thinking I'll save it for that, but maybe that could inspire like a new little like springtime summer wardrobe, probably summer wardrobe, because it's almost spring and you got to start a season early, and I'm not starting yet. So that's the plan with that. Hey, I've been sewing and stuff. It's been like a couple days. So let's talk about what's going on with me and this. So, I have the pant legs finished, and I did a little try on. I can't show you because I didn't have pants on, and that's gross. But what I did was I like put one pants leg on just to see if it would fit. And I'm concerned. Okay, so I'm concerned because it was a little tight, okay? Like, particularly around the thigh was just a little tight. And I know why. I know it's because I did a lot of taking in at once. Like, I took in my pattern in 2 different places at the same time. When maybe I should have just taken it in, you know, either under the leg, or maybe I should have just taken it in the hip. I think what I should have done is just take it in the hip and then see how it laid. But I didn't do that because I was like, I know what I'm doing. I can see all these problems and fix them. And so I made the changes and I created different problems, which is, that's progress, that's valid. So yeah, it's a little tight on the thigh. Like, I can put it on my body, but I'm concerned. And I'm concerned because I haven't washed this fabric yet, so it's going to shrink a little bit in the wash, and I don't want to make a pair of pants that I can't fit into, because I'll be sad. And I think on a different person, it may be better, but I got some thick thighs, you know? I got some quads, bitch, because I roller skate, and I've been roller skating forever, so my body is just like thigh, and then like the rest of my leg and hip and whatever. So I'm a little concerned. I let them out. I had a half-inch seam allowance. I took it down to a quarter-inch seam allowance to give an extra half-inch around the whole leg. And it's still a little tight. It's like, I can put it on my body, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned that later it will be either very uncomfortable or I will be unable to suction it over my thigh. So sorry, ma'am. I elbowed her. But I have a plan. I have a plan for if all of this doesn't work out and I finish the pants and I'm like, these don't fit my body. What I'm going to do is I will graft onto this. I will do emergency surgery, aka some tailoring. And what I'll do is I will add like this is the side seam that I let out on the outside of the leg. And what I'll do is I'll get another strip of fabric and I'll cut it in like a nice triangle, kind of like a skinny triangle. That way it can like taper out from my thigh, and then we'll just add a little more flare, because why not? Because I feel like I added a lot of flare, but it's still not enough. And then let's talk about another issue I had because I got too confident. So right here, this is the side seam, and this is like one side of the pant leg, and this is the other. My hems aren't matching up, and I should have walked my pattern, and that's where you like take one piece of paper and then you like glide it along the other one, like you glide their sides together and make sure it matches up in all the right places. And I didn't do that because I was like, it's just the hem. I'm just gonna add an extra 2 inches to each side. That way it's right. And now I don't want them to be like capri flare jeans. That like it would just not be great. I would like it to cover my ankle. I'd like to be able to sit down and still have my jeans go to my ankle. I feel a little dumb, but we're gonna persist on. We're gonna continue going forward. And also, some of my stitches look a little bit ass in places, but we're gonna persist forward because ultimately, if these work out just okay, that's fine. And no one's really gonna look at the stitching on the back of my pants and be like, that one's wobbly. And if they are, I'll be like, can you not? You know, we're gonna put our concerns to the side and we're gonna deal with them later. Am I okay? I finished the jeans. See that flare there? Ooh, girl. I finished them up. I'm hoping third time's the charm. I had a lot of issues with these jeans. The first ones went smoother in a lot of ways when it came to the sewing process. I don't know. I think I just went in like a little too confident, you know? And was like, I got this. I made jeans last time. Let's make jeans again. You know, it'll be easier every time. No. I had like a bunch of issues. I said this earlier when I was doing the design process. My thighs are little thickums for these, you know? And I haven't even washed this fabric yet. So these could shrink and I'm going to have to do that graft I'm going to do. But I'm going to finish this video and then maybe I'll show you in the next video of fixing my mistakes in a haphazard way. But taking in the hips seems to be all I need to do. I think I should have just taken in what I needed to on the hip and that would have fixed all my issues in the front of the jean, like around the crotch area. But, you know, we live and we learn. Third time's a charm, you know? Yeah. And I really think that a lot of the issues came from me not being careful enough and just being a little too like, I got this, when I shouldn't do that ever. You never just got it. You gotta be careful every time. And then this time, I didn't have to do 5 different tries of the buttons. I got a new pack, so I think maybe the old ones were just like too old. I'm still gonna wear these jeans, I think, and I'm pretty happy with them, but there's certainly some issues that I'm gonna continue to notice as I wear them that other people probably won't, but I'll be like, this is 2 inches below where my crotch actually is, and you don't know that, but I feel it. So yeah, like overall, I would say a success and more things learned, and third time's a charm. What I did already is I actually altered the patterns already based on what I noticed with this, but I'm gonna take some cute little shots of this, and you'll probably see what I mean in some of the fit issues, and you'll probably be like, they look great, and I'll be like, my thighs are suffocating. Should I do an outro now? Thank you for watching. I realized in the last video maybe I should do an outro because it's nice to be like, goodbye, like, thanks, but I didn't because I wanted to be like cute and aesthetic and like try to be artsy, but you can't get very artsy when you're making videos in your backyard with 0 cinematography experience, but we trying. So thanks for watching. subscribe because I got 1 subscriber. Goodbye.